I'm Sabina Frieden, the spokeswoman for Lululemon Athletica. On May 14th, 2017, in New York City, Lululemon was sponsoring a charity for breast cancer, and Lady Gaga was a singer for this event. While she was performing her set, the leggings she was wearing ripped. We are actively looking into and confirming that none of Lady Gaga was exposed to the public. At this time, we have established that there was a malfunction in the warehouse only on these specific pairs of leggings. We extend our deepest apology to Lady Gaga and will make sure this will never happen again. As more information is available, we will be delivering updates through the Lululemon website and all other media briefings. I'm here today to explain to you, the top management, on how to use a bridging strategy when being asked questions about this event. The bridging technique is one of the cornerstones of media training and an essential tool with which to control a media interview. Put simply, it allows the interviewee to move the conversation on from a negative or unhelpful question posed by the interviewer. The interviewee can then introduce or restate their key message and shift the interview onto their own agenda. I'm going to teach you some techniques that we can use when asked about the Lady Gaga incident. The initial comment, "That's a very good question," actually works quite well for the audience because it gives the impression that the interviewee is thinking carefully rather than just bouncing back with a soundbite. It also buys the interviewee a few moments of thinking time, and it compliments the questioner, which is actually a good tactic. When asked, "Why did the leggings ripped?" you could begin by saying, "That is a good question," and can even add, "It's one that I have to struggle with all the time," and then talk about how we are always upkeeping and watching our factories closely, and this one slipped through the cracks. We are suggesting that we are deep thinkers and that the issues that we face don't necessarily have easy answers. So, if "that's a really good question" does not work, we can use the strategy of the, quote, "what's more important here is that," or "the key issue here is," will usually work. So when asked, "What if her private parts had been exposed to all of the world?" the key to redirecting this is discussing Lady Gaga's safety. You can say something along the lines of, "What's most important here is that Lady Gaga was rushed off to the stage to make sure she was safe from the public eye and immediately reclothed." Lastly, it is important to introduce a personal element. For example, you can redirect the question by saying, "When I talk to our clients, and I'm meeting them almost every day, they tell me that," and in this case, we could say, "They tell me that our leggings are the best they have ever owned and feel like they could do anything with the confidence and comfort in which they bring." Some last bridging advice that I can leave you off with is as follows. If you then start telling a story or giving an example which is relevant to your target audience and has an element of the unusual or surprising in it, you'll find that in many cases the interviewer will let you carry on as they know that this is good for the audience and that is all that they care about. Probably the most important aspect of the bridging technique and the thing that you must take care of before you try any of these phrases is answering or addressing the questions in the first place. If you can't answer it, that tells us clearly and simply why you can't. Otherwise, you must answer or at least acknowledge the question. Thank you very much. I hope you learned some strategies about bridging in the Lady Gaga incident.